Okay, so on today's expose, we are talking about Vulcan, aka Gabriel Summers, the third Summers brother. Okay, so oh my goodness, this person. He was created by Ed Brubaker and Trevor Hairsine. I don't know how to say it. From X-Men Deadly Genesis #1 in January 2006. That was his first appearance. And oh my goodness, this guy's history. First of all, he's like super powerful. He can do all kinds of energy powers and manipulate every single energy that exists. So he's kind of Omega level, crazy, powerful. And they usually try to get him out of storylines real quick. But I'm trying to find, where's my picture? Where are you? Oh, there you are. So here we go. Podcast. I can't see people. Okay. And so he was ripped out of the mother from the plane crash, and taken out of the womb and put into an incubator to age super rapidly. And then he was going to be used as a slave for Eric the Red, and it's terrible. But then he gets recruited by Charles Xavier, and he gets sent on a suicide mission. Evil, awful, people die. And then he forgets everything, but then he remembers everything. And then he goes to Ken for revenge. And then he dates Deathbird. And then becomes Emperor for a while. But the Shi'ar are mad that he's Emperor because he's an outsider. And yeah, then he gets kind of villainous, and then he gets sent away.
There you go.
Does he die? Does he die?
I don't know.
I thought he died. I thought in Krakoa, like the Krakoan era, he's dead. Like he went crazy mad, and he's dead. But then he gets resurrected, and he's okay. So there's like two versions of him out there, like a crazy version, and then like a regular version. I think I could be wrong.
I want to say, I think it's Storm who kills him, isn't it? I remember there was a death match between him and someone else, and you're right. They took him out, but he got resurrected.
Yeah.
Okay. And aren't there like four summers though? Like, isn't there like a fourth?
Extreme.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, Adam.
Oh,
family.
Yeah.
I want the Summers cosplay group now to happen. Really
Let's
bad.
do it.
Like that would be amazing. And if you got like Cable and Rachel and like Hope.
Yeah.
And you gotta have who's gonna be Mama Summers.
And then we can get really, really deep cut, and we could have Ruby Summers, the daughter of Cyclops and Emma that never happened.
Yes.
See?
Yes.
Oh my
Get
goodness.
all the Summers kids together.
Yep.
It's a Summers camp.
Yeah, so cute.
Oh, I love it.
We can all dress in like summer camp outfits. It'd be funny.
Yep.
Oh my god, that would be so cute. Like,
you heard it here first.
Let's put a pin in that. Like,
yeah,
let's do it.
You might have to. Camp Summers.
Well, welcome to this week's Solving for X. My name's Shawn. I'm the ultimate excavationist, bringing you yet another X-Men shirt. I love this one because it looks like a jacket. What is it? A varsity jacket.
Varsity jacket.
But you only get that
I'm something of an X-Man myself, Kevin.
Yeah. And long time in the making, we have Michelle Waffle. Yay!
Oh, yay! Hi. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. And you are a very popular cosplayer who specializes in Jean. I also loved your Tony Stark and Emma Frost wedding, your Black Canary. So beautiful.
Thank you so much. I don't do a lot of DC, but I try.
As it should be.
Yeah.
No shade.
No shade. No, we like DC here. It's just not as good as Marvel, so
as much.
Yeah. Marvel's so magical and special.
Yeah.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
So is Jean your favorite X character?
Yeah, I do love Jean, but I've been told I give off a lot of Emma energy as well. So I like both of them. Maybe I just like telepath are women who date Scott Summers.
There you go. So when people tell you you're like Emma, are you kind of like, thanks? Like, is that a compliment or not?
I think it's a compliment because Emma is like, she's a girl boss, you know?
Yeah.
She's very like powerful and commanding, and I like that. I like that she gets stuff done. So
Yeah,
I
and
do
she's-
think it's a compliment. Yeah, I'll
I
take
think
it.
so.
Yeah.
And she's got the best one-liners too.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh,
People
she
love
does.
Emma. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And she has all the hot boyfriends, like the hottest, you know, like
Yeah.
Namor. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, I was just gonna say that too. I love that part. She totally cheated on Scott with Namor. Like, let's just put that out there.
I mean, it's okay. Like, how can you not if you have an
Right.
opportunity? Like, oh,
Yeah. They make a tuna salad with Namor.
yes.
I don't know what that means.
Beautiful.
So, Michelle, what brought you to X-Men?
I grew up with two younger brothers, and one of our bonding activities was like X-Men. We would watch the cartoon in the morning. We had like action figures, and even though I didn't have a female action figure in the beginning, I think I was Spider-Man because that was like the most feminine figure that they had.
Wow.
Like he was
I
the
love
most bendy.
Spider-Man.
He was like
Yeah,
he was the
and he's-
most bendy. But I
Yeah.
was like, oh well, I'll just be this. I'll be Spider-Man because
Very
you know.
bendy.
Yeah, he's very bendy. He had a nice butt.
Oh. I'd make tuna salad with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, they just like got me into it, and you know, we collected the cards. We did comics. I did comics mostly because I liked to read, but they didn't. So comics were more my thing. But yeah, that's how I got into it. My brothers and I it was a bonding activity for us to do. Oh, and I'm still
Yeah.
loving it. You know, as you can tell, crazy.
Yeah, I can see behind you. Crazy collector.
Mhm.
I know.
I love that story because I had a similar experience with my cousins. I remember when the show came out, running around their front yard like, I'm Gambit, I'm Rogue. I think I was Gambit or Rogue all the time. I think I was one of those two. Never Cyclops.
Excellent.
Looking at you,
Never.
Kevin.
I know he gets all the hate, but I'm always here to defend him. I'm gonna go on X-Men 101 with Jordan and Colby, and I'm gonna talk about Cyclops, and I'm gonna be like, yes.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Like I was never a Cyclops fan either. However, X-Men 97 has changed me. I saw what he was working with, and I'm like, okay, I get it now. I get it. Yeah.
Right.
I see you, Scott Summers.
I see you, Scott.
Mhm.
Well, cool. So, if you haven't seen it yet, happy listeners, this past Wednesday, so technically today, we came out with our interview with the Leewalds. We had so much fun. We're getting a lot of love for our weird random questions we asked them and how much of a good time we had with them. So make sure to check that out.
Yeah,
Video
we
on
did the
YouTube.
stupidest
TikTok.
thing.
Yeah. Do you want to tell them about it?
Yeah, if you didn't listen, if you skipped the bonus and went just to this episode, we did some X-Men musical talked about what songs would be in a musical. We had them do X-Men impressions, which is super fun. And we asked the Archangel question about where he came from in the continuity
Why does
era.
nobody remember him?
Yeah.
Oh, poor Warren.
Poor Warren.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk some theories too that kind of came out since our last episode. So one, there's the leech theory. This has already been debunked, but I thought it was interesting. Some people think that Magneto didn't die from the blast from the Wild Sentinel, that he actually pulled himself underground with the Morlocks, and then leech powers kicked in and hid him from the Wild Sentinel. but the director came out and said, no, he dead. Magneto's dead.
What?
But it was creative, though. I like the idea.
Yeah, it was creative.
Yeah.
You got to look at for all those little things. So yeah, there's enough Easter eggs. So why not
Yeah.
try?
I don't remember who I first heard this from. I think it might have been Paul, but I was trying to look for the post, but it's been recorded a couple places. When Magneto walks into the gala, he looks up and he looks at this guy who's walking upstairs, and the guy you can only see from here up. I went and I rewound it a few times, but he looks suspiciously like Bastion. Yeah. Same gray hair, same haircut, but yeah.
Oh.
And then Larry Houston actually wrote on X that when Jean Grey, that's you, Michelle, when Jean Grey meets Cable in X-Men 92, I think I want to say it's season 4, and she recognizes who Cable is, Larry Houston has gone on record to say that the memories she sees in Cable's mind are actually of Madeline, not of Jean. So they were laying those seeds all the way back in X-Men 92.
And I believe Paul asked that on a podcast. He even mentioned it on the podcast. So
yeah. Larry's confirmed that multiple times in other like interviews and podcasts as well. That was definitely Madeline Pryor.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's so weird though for Jean. I wondered, like, could she sense it was Madeline? Like, are you having a memory about somebody else who's not me that looks like me?
Maybe she only like got like a glimpse of it and she was like, what? I mean, maybe she didn't know it was Madeline, but like the viewers know and like Cable knows.
Okay, that makes sense.
The memories could have been a little like different on her end.
Yeah. I get what you're putting down. I get it.
Yeah.
All right. So last week we asked previously on which part of the episode, so remember it, broke you the most. Rogue breaking up with Gambit, Magneto telling Leech do not be afraid, Gambit's final showdown, or Rogue saying, Sugar, I can't feel you. Where do you weigh on this one, Michelle?
Oh my gosh. Like all of those are so
right. Is there an E, all of the above?
Yeah, if I can pick all of them, but I think, gosh, I think it might be like Gambit's like showdown when he says his final line, you know, like the name's Gambit, remember it, and then there's the explosion. It's kind of like, you know, that's it. And I mean, it's heartbreaking as I mean, it's all sad. It's all sad. But I think that was it for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Kevin, we said I can't feel you, Sugar, right? Or Sugar, I can't feel you.
We did. Oh my gosh, we were crying so much on those clips too. I'm like, right. We literally broke down. I'm like, it's good though. It's good.
Yeah,
though.
I know. I'm
Now
trying
that
not
we're
to
doing
think
video.
about it. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. And of course, I got all like emotional when I was talking to the Leewalds too. So the only 2 videos people have of me, I'm like crying in both of them. So there you go. There's my.
No.
Well, by the way, I thought this was funny. I was out with my friends this weekend. They're making fun of me all weekend for caring so much about Gambit dying, because for them, they're like, kind of whatever, like he's gonna come back, and I'm like, it's like what
I don't know.
It's like what's his name said. It's not what happens, it's how it happens. Because like,
Yeah.
Yes.
And he was like, oh, and Gambit's final line, that was stupid. I was like, it was a callback to the original series.
Yeah, that was not stupid.
Come on now.
Yeah.
You don't understand. People.
They just
I know.
don't get it. They just don't get it.
They don't get it.
They're not invested, okay?
Right. All right, let's see how the sexy Xy's voted. So 3% said Rogue breaking up with Gambit. 15% said Gambit's final showdown. 27% said Magneto telling Leech do not be afraid. And 55% said Sugar, I can't feel you. So over half.
Mm.
Yeah.
The more I
mean,
think
makes
about it,
sense.
though, I would have picked Bleach because every time I even just think about that moment, it gets me every time.
And
Yeah.
I remember during that episode too. It was between those two, very very hard.
Yeah.
They're all so good. I mean, how do you pick that
Yeah.
whole like second half of the show? I'm all,
Yeah.
oh.
Like even the tension leading up, the Gene and Scott tension, all that stuff was like,
Yeah.
what is going on?
Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
very heavy episode. Very heavy.
Yeah.
Like,
Very
ooh.
heavy, but very good. But yeah, I was definitely in bed for like
Yeah.
3 hours afterwards, like shaking and calming myself.
I know. Like, how am I supposed to go to work after that? Like,
Yeah.
I need a minute. I need like 5 coffees, some Kleenex.
Right.
Like, I need a pick me up.
All right, let's get into Life Death Part 2 that aired April 17th, 2024. Story by Bo DeMaio, directed by Chase Conley. And I thought, Kevin, I'm going to start adding this in the beginning. Opening credits. So we got a lot of Storm. We saw Nightcrawler's tag has been added, which was super cool, even though he's not even in this episode. We also had we had Nimrod standing in a master mold.
I noticed that. We
Those
got
are
the Bastion and we got the Nimrod. We got.
And I didn't talk about this before, but we got it once before. There's a really quick snippet of Iceman standing next to Forge and X Factor. Did you notice him?
Yeah.
I missed it.
Okay. He's not iced up. He's in his like blue, sexy outfit.
Yeah.
Nice ice cream. Nice little ice cream.
No.
Clerk outfit.
You like how I start putting stuff in my mouth when I start talking about Iceman? I didn't even notice I'm doing it.
You're like, oh, Iceman.
Yeah. Right now,
I need a popsicle
Wario
really bad.
and Brian are in a custody battle over Iceman. Obviously he's gonna pick me because look at me. But, all right, let's get into this episode. I'm so excited. I watched it like 3 times today.
Oh?
Space, the not-so-final frontier. Shi'ar ships are locked in battle with the Kree. The Kree mothership has a mega cannon that is easily dispatching the Shi'ar. But Hawk, a lone figure, flies through space in a familiar outfit. Ooh, it's Deathbird, Lalandra's crazy sister. She infiltrates the bridge with the Imperial Guard just behind her. They easily dispatch Ronan, not with someday. No, they do it with regular stuff fighting and the Kree. Deathbird demands to know where the Supreme Intelligence has gone, that green-faced man thing. Just then, Deathbird gets a message from Lalandra. Oh, it's already wild. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, I love it. I love it. And then you want me just to keep going? We just read through?
Real quick, we have our first cameo. We have Vulcan.
Yay!
That's right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just
in
there.
Probably dating Deathbird.
I was gonna say, are they together at this point? Like, that's what I want to know.
They're like fucking on the side. They haven't announced it yet, but yeah.
Okay. She's giving her sister a bunch of shit about dating a Terran, but look what she's doing. Like,
right?
I mean, that's the pot calling the kettle black.
Yes, exactly. And I did see a report that apparently Marvel gave Bo free reign of their whole character list. So that's why we get Ronan here. That's why in the preview we saw Captain America comes in. But yeah, apparently Bo had free reign to put in whoever he wants.
Oh my gosh.
Ooh, Chad, things are gonna get easier.
So beautiful.
Oh,
this is my video.
I love it. I love it. All right. And then I go next.
Yep.
Is that okay? I just want to make sure.
Yes.
Okay. Lalandra announces to her people that she has fallen in love with the strange Terran from Earth. She tells them she plans on marrying Charles Xavier. We see Charles is now wearing an ectosuit that allows him to walk. Charles joins Lalandra on the platform in his new drag outfit. He gets a less than warm reaction from the Shi'ar. Must be because of the outfit. I'm just gonna say. Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
pink. It's like gold. He's got this big mask on.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah. Walk down that runway, Charles. Yes.
Yeah. Next to Stripe and Mr. Sinister.
Oh, well, it can't
And
all
what were
be Eric.
sorry,
the
going back
Red.
to the last scene, what were these? Yeah, I know. But what were these 6 dungeon guards that they had going on? Like, what is that? Then how are they functional?
I don't know.
I
try not
this
to
is like
think about
Charmed
it.
all over again with the demon
Yeah.
gangs, you know?
Well, and like the Shi'ar dress really sexy. Like, remember Lalandra was running around in like a teddy in like the original series, like her little like bathing suit. Like,
I
they're
think
so
that's just her
sexy.
underwear. I think
They
that's what's
are.
under the armor. You know,
Oh.
she's like, I
Okay.
think they took away her armor, and that's what she had on. So she's like, well, okay, battle ready.
So I'm gonna put you both on the spot. What is Professor X's drag name in this outfit?
Oh my gosh, I don't know.
Okay, while you think, I'll
think
go
it's
with mine. So I'm gonna call her Mistress Xavier Whore.
I'm gonna say Xavier or I love that. I'm gonna say Hunka Golda.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I don't have a good name for him. I'm just oh my God.
Yeah.
I
How
don't know.
How about the Manda Whiskey?
Demand a martini.
No, that one's already taken.
Yeah, take it.
Demanda would never.
I know.
She would
No.
never.
She's like, no.
No. We love us some Demand on this show. She's amazing.
Oh, I know. I love her
Mhm.
too. Love her.
Mhm.
I just feel like Professor X is trying too hard in this outfit. Like I don't know. It's just a no for me,
He's-
period.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
no.
He's pretty much just doing what he's told, though. This isn't he? You know,
He really
he's
is.
just going through the
Yeah,
motions. So
He's not a
Mhm.
professor. That's for
Yeah.
sure. Like he's not the teacher here. He's like teacher's
Teacher.
pet.
oh
Teacher's
my.
pet.
Oh my. Teacher, I don't even know her. All right. Later in the Shi'ar garden, Xavier and Lalandra discuss their union. Xavier wants Lalandra to return to Earth with him for a time so that he can see his X-Men. Lalandra's afraid if they go back, Xavier will never want to. I feel like I'm reading like a dirty romance novel.
I know, and I
Yeah.
love it. Keep going.
Ooh.
Okay.
Tell me more. Tell me more.
Xavier will never want to leave. In their room later, Lalandra touches Xavier's thigh. She takes her hand and slowly creeps it towards his throbbing manhood. Lalandra tells Xavier to contact his students, invite them to the wedding. She pushes him to the ground and she pushes him to bring the X-Men to space and teach them the way of the Shi'ar. Lalandra tells Charles to let his students be. They have learned what they needed from him. Charles still has a hard time letting go. You pervert. What did you think I was going to say?
Oh,
Yeah, we're naughty on this show.
it's
Yeah.
okay. I like
Not all
it.
of the
I
shows,
like
but
it.
you know.
I like it. It's a vibe.
Yeah. You grew up with brothers, so you know how we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Is Lilandra asking too much of Charles in this moment? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, like,
I mean,
I don't know what the deal was when he left Earth, but I assumed he could come back at some point, and she's like, "No, sorry, we have to rule from way out here. You have to denounce like your faith, your people, like you're us now, okay?
Right?
Yeah, you have to assimilate."
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Sorry,
what?
Yeah.
Dave.
I thought he was just getting fixed, and then
And-
like she was gonna drop him back off, you know?
I no one heard this was her plan the entire time. She's like, "Yes, I'm taking him. You'll never see him again. Thank you."
Like she acts like she's all like cheery and nice and like happy about, but really she's a dictator. Like her sister is right. She crazy. Like she's trying to convert this poor man, and he's just like, I just want to go home to my kid. Like,
Right.
yeah,
Mhm.
he can't even get a visitation. You know?
No.
She's like,
All right.
"You go there, you'll be tempted to stay. I cannot stand for that."
Right.
It's like a vortex, whatever she says.
Oh my god.
The dramas.
There's so much drama on Earth. Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh my god. As if there's not in space. Like, come on.
I
You're a
I
war.
know. I mean, you have like a crazy brother, and then you got a desperate for a sister. Like, a lot of drama happening.
Yeah.
4. All right. Meanwhile, cabin in the woods. Oh, cabin in the woods. Yeah, we're 5 college students. Okay, I'm not singing the song, but yes. So Storm is treating Forge, who is suffering from his bite from the adversary. The wound has turned purple, gross, blotchy, and basically looked like venom.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is like venom. All right.
You're welcome.
Even as Storm treats Forge, the adversary sits above, mocking her, trying to get her to give up on him. Let him die. Oh, Storm refuses to let any life die. Okay. And she's like, "No, I would not leave him." Oh, and then she's like, "Why?" But
Wow.
she tries to escape the cabin, but can't. The adversary suddenly traps Storm in a coffin, and mocks her for fearing her life. "You don't like small spaces, do you?" "Oh, can you breathe?" Oh, the demon goads Storm for telling Jean, well, Madeline, she sometimes wonders what it would be like to be normal. You told her that.
Rude.
You wondered, and now you're normal. How does it feel, Storm?
Yeah.
Gosh, so rude.
Yeah, the adversary's
I know.
terrifying and fucking
Like-
rude.
I know. I know. Be like, chill, girl. Like, it was just like a, an idea. Hypothetical question.
Right. Oh, just seeing that to be nice. Fine, whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
caught me.
I was crossing my fingers.
Okay. The adversary drops Storm into the basement of the cabin. Don't chant any spells from the Necromon.
Necronomicon.
Necronomicon.
Oh my god,
Book of the
Necronomicon.
Dead.
Oh my god, sounds like a convention.
It does.
It does. There should be a convention called that. There really needs to be if it doesn't exist.
Oh my gosh. Okay, let me start over. Don't chant any spells from the Nekrocomicon while you're down there. Storm.
I love
Sorry.
that.
That was great.
Oh my gosh, I cannot. That word is too hard for me.
Necrocomicon is the new word.
It's a dead Comic Con.
It's a dead.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God. Okay. Forge uses his dwindling strength to banish the adversary with a spell just before it attacks Storm. Forge collapses. Storm checks his wound. It's getting worse because of the Nekrocomicon. Storm urges Forge to use his mother's spellbook to find an answer. He tells her about the Midnight Chola. Is it Chola?
Chala.
Chala. Okay. He tells her about the Midnight Chala, a cacti with demonic healing powers that grows inside the mountain. Forge offers to go with Storm to find the mystical cactus.
It sounds funny saying mystical cactus, but that's what it
It
is.
does.
Mystical
It
cactus.
does. It does. Midnight Chala.
Yeah.
Chala.
Yeah. Basically think of T'Challa, because that's what I kept wondering, like, is this supposed to sound like T'Challa? But yeah, you
Yeah.
pronounce it just like Chala.
Chala. Also, I really thought like Forge was Doctor Strange for a hot minute when I first saw this.
That's
I was
right.
like, oh, Doctor Strange is in this? What? Okay. And I'm oh wait, no,
Yeah.
it's
He's
Forge.
doing the Doctor Strange powers, that's for sure.
Right? With like the circle,
Yeah.
then he had a book, and I'm like, you know, the Nekrocomicon.
So I want you to remember that Forge says this spell. Put that in your back pocket. Put a pen on that, because that's a reference to the comics, and it's a pretty cool little reference.
Ooh.
Oh,
You're
welcome.
So for anyone who doesn't know, Cabin in the Woods, the song, and the Necronomicon are from
Yes.
Evil Dead and Evil Dead the Musical, one of my
The musical.
favorites. So this episode is giving me heavy Evil Dead, if you can't tell.
It was very much, yes.
Mhm.
So good.
Yeah, but now I think Necrocomicon needs to be on our like episode image. I just need to put that word.
come to Necrocomicon.
You'll die.
Yes.
You'll die. You'll get bit. You'll get venom. You can meet the Midnight Chala. And
You get
Doctor Strange is
You
signing
get stabbed by a
autographs.
pencil.
There you go. All right. Meanwhile, back in space, Lilandra and Charles are called out to stand before the people. Lilandra's emissary, Araki, tells her he has known her since she was young and only wants her happiness. Happiness! Lilandra is urged by Araki not to marry Charles for fear that it will split the Shi'ar even more amidst their war with the Kree. The Kree just always suck. They're always battling someone. They always suck.
So rude.
So rude. Enter Deathbird. She makes her disdain for Charles known. Charles stands up for himself, but he is accused of wanting to rule from Earth, from ER. Deathbird invokes the right of Nadasha, a challenge to Xavier to prove his loyalty to the Shi'ar. Deathbird challenges Xavier to renounce Earth and all his memories of it. And Lilandra must be the one to do it, of all people. Lilandra!
Gasp!
Gas. What a bitch.
Yeah. Deathbird though she had lots of really poetic lines in here, and one of them in this part, she's like, his inferior freak fluids. She's like, oh.
Deathbird is like the best part of this whole episode. Like,
Yes.
I love how shady she is. Like, oh my gosh, girl, yes.
Yeah.
What does she
And
call our Milky Way too?
Like the trash system or something.
Yeah.
The trash Milky Way.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Like, damn, girl.
I do want to point out she's voiced by Carrie Cavanaugh, and like obviously she had an impact on me because her voice acting is everything as Deathbird. Like she really brought her to life. She's great.
Yeah.
She's the MVP this episode.
There you go.
I love it. I love it.
We're not there yet.
I'm sorry.
All right, Kevin.
Okay. Later, in the Shi'ar city, Xavier is admiring a statue of Shara and Kathiri, the highest of the Shi'ar gods. He is joined by Gladiator. While admiring the statue, the two men discuss Xavier's predicament. Charles reveals he doesn't feel right about erasing his memories, especially those memories of Magnus, my my best friend. Lalandra overhears and makes her bitchy entrance. She shares that she doesn't want to lose Xavier, but she can't forsake the Shi'ar. Charles reluctantly agrees to undergo the mind wipe. Oh,
Why does he have to give up everything for
there's some really
her?
good stuff
I don't
happening here.
understand.
I know. But like here they talk about like Xavier's like, yeah, don't you're like colonize people and and I know, is that later? They've been talking about the bridge of two worlds. That's what it is. The bridge of two worlds, and he brings up
Yeah, because of the
what's his
statue.
face?
Because of the
The
statue.
author.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, Kipling.
Right. Yeah. Kipling, who
Yeah.
he wrote Jungle Book, but he also wrote about white men going into other places and like, hey, be yourself. And I'm like, okay.
I think it's funny because I've always read this name as Kithiri, just like you said it, but it's pronounced Kithri in the episode.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like, yeah.
I wish we got a little bit more
I'm
about
trying to think
that.
of something like Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, I agree. It was quick. We could have used more about Shara and Kithri.
Yeah, because it sounds like they didn't want to be together. Like it was a marriage of convenience and like more of like a peace treaty marriage, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I don't know. I don't see why Charles would like get tricked into something like this. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I just don't like it. It seems a little shady to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it was like questionable. Like it's questionable whose side to be on for a little bit until enter Deathbird, and then you're like, fuck no, like get out, Charles. Like she's asking too much.
Yeah, like really. I mean, Deathbird is spitting facts, you know?
Yeah.
Get out while you can. Well, she was trying to get her lover up in there, Vulcan. Or maybe Sunspot later, who knows?
See?
I was gonna bring that up. I love it when her and Sunspot are together. I think it's so funny. They're like hate fucking.
I know. I feel like she tolerates him, but like he like deep down like likes her a lot. You know?
Yeah.
He admires her. He's like, yeah, got me this boss bitch. Like, oh. And she's like, whatever. Like, we're just BFFs. We're just best fuck friends. Like,
like, but I love you. I love you. You know I love you, right?
I'm not into Terrence that way. Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry.
Now sit on my face.
What about the fluids again? Inferior fluid. Nothing.
Oh yeah, is it inferior freak fluids? Inferior freak fluids.
She's at that now, but later she's gonna be like, okay, fun pie, I see you.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, let's get freaky.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Meanwhile, back on Earth, Storm rides with Forge to the mountain Snow Snake Tower containing the Midnight Chala. That is a very interesting name for a mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know who named that either, but the mountain was used for weapons storage in the days of the Civil War. Storm helps Forge enter the mountain. As they walk through the mountain, Storm admits to Forge about her talk with Jean. Storm reveals she is finally okay with losing her powers. Forge tells her she is a liar, and then Forge falls to the ground. He tells Storm he came along to climb through the tight space, but she'll have to do it instead.
I'm really warming up to Forge because he's like doing a lot to try to help Storm. I really like him.
Yeah, I was fighting for him then too because I'm such a nice person who likes everybody.
Uh-huh.
But
Well, and this is how I would be too. I would be Storm, where I would be furious with him in the moment, but then you kind of come down
You think about it.
as somebody's through somebody's actions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. He should have led with though, like, hey, but I want to help you, but also like I built the gun that did this to you. My bad, but can I fix it, please? And girl, what's up?
Hey, I just met you, and this is crazy. I built the gun that shot you. Call me maybe.
Oh my god, that was so good.
We can add that to the musical.
Yes. Put that at the Nekrocomicon. Yeah.
Yes.
You can get shirts made. Nekrocomicon.
Oh my gosh, I keep getting the Lalandra Charles scenes. All right. And back in space, Charles is once again in his... Oh wait, we decided the drag name is Mistress Xavier Whore outfit. He has taken a knee as Lalandra prepares to wipe. Oh, his memory. He is asked to renounce his memories of ER. When asked to renounce his memories of the X-Men, Xavier hesitates. Enter Deathbird. She takes his hesitation as a sign of weakness. Deathbird raises questions of Xavier's tainted mutant Earth blood to the council. As Lalandra orders Deathbird imprisoned on treason, Deathbird attacks. Gladiator stops her and easily dispatches her forces. We say easily dispatches a lot on this show, Michelle.
Yeah.
That's okay.
We have
I
a lot of
mean-
go-tos.
It works.
I don't know about the two of you, but I laughed so hard when Xavier's like, you have a flair for the dramatic, and he's standing there in his drag outfit. I'm like, girl, hot pedal black.
Yes. You know what?
Let me flick my cape.
They're all just like all pots and kettles up in this bitch. Like
Right.
y'all are just
You have
throwing
a
the shit
flair for
around.
the dramatic.
Calm yourself. All right. All right, 10. One of Deathbird's men throws a bomb. Lalandra and Gladiator work together to stop it. Deathbird uses the distraction to attack. She slices Xavier's leg with her claws. Deathbird jumps on Lalandra and continues her attack. Xavier sees Gladiator is preoccupied and isn't in a good place to save Lalandra. Charles gets mad and mentally calls class into session. He's like, teacher is waking up. Everyone wakes up in the astral plane. They're all seated in desks with Xavier at the head of the class eating an apple. Gladiator is mad that they all have been imprisoned this way. Charles scolds him for not raising his hand. Xavier begins the day's lesson by like, demerits! Demerits!
So good.
So funny.
Oh my gosh, Charles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh,
And the fact that he can like mentally trap even like Gladiator and Lalandra, like this is the Charles Xavier that we don't really get to see so much in the original series. Like we get to see him fight Shadow King and stuff, but this is him like being boss level bitch.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And if he's like this powerful, why doesn't he just mind wipe everybody else into thinking that he was mind wiped? Like,
Oh, true.
you know,
Right.
I mean, he mind
Easy.
wipes people all the time. He could totally
Yeah.
do it to a whole civilization, right?
Yeah.
Like,
He did it to Vulcan.
yeah, see, poor guy doesn't
So-
even know like he's like where he belongs.
Poor
Oh.
Vulcan.
It's easy for you if you don't know. It's easier.
Okay. Meanwhile, Storm makes her way through the mountain on hands and
Winky
flashlight in
face.
her mouth.
Oh,
Of course. He's got a whole bag of tricks. Storm comes across the cavern with the midnight chala. She begins to climb up the shaft. Something rocks the cavern, and Storm drops her flashlight.
Oh. Oh, I feel tickly in here. I can't help it. Oh.
Just then, the adversary shows up. It's excited to feed off Storm's fear and loathing. Adversary offers Storm a chance to let it feed off her in exchange to let her continue her daydream. Storm suddenly realizes she was holding down her own power as an excuse to be normal. The winds begin to blow. Storm suddenly reconnects with her power and obliterates the adversary.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
New costume. Grow that hair.
Oh my gosh. I have heard nothing but people complaining about her mohawk, so I hope like this gets them to shut the front door, because like this is everything. She is goddess right here.
Yeah.
Peak.
But we loved her mohawk. It was so good.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, we liked it too.
I love all of her looks. I don't think she has a bad look, to be honest.
That's true.
Like
That's true.
Storm can do it all.
Yeah. In a massive storm seen from space, Storm emerges in a new old outfit. It's like her OG outfit, and it's one of my favorites from her. I'm so excited for this. She uses her power to form her classic Storm look. Storm falls from space and makes her presence known across the fields. She revels in her newfound power and identity. So
I love
why
that
do you
for
think?
her.
Yeah, why do you think Bo chose this outfit for her? Do you think there's a reason behind it?
I think it's maybe like a sign of like rebirth almost. She's entering like a new stage in her life, and this is her giant sized X-Men, I think, outfit, right? Yeah, I think we're just gonna see like a stronger, like more independent, more confident Storm. I like it. She's letting her hair down.
Yeah. Isn't this what she was wearing in Pride of the X-Men? This kind of outfit, or was it something different? Yeah.
It was this
one. And they changed it because we thought she blended into the sky too much or something. So maybe it's a way to just call back to that original plan.
That's true too. I had a similar thought to Michelle. Yours was more well spoken than mine. But yeah, I was thinking it's kind of like a rebirth, new beginning for Storm, like start at the literally beginning for Storm. So I'm wondering if the show is going to say that she started in this outfit, or if like this is the first time she's worn this outfit. But either way, yes, Mama, this is my favorite Storm. I love it.
Later that night, Storm treats Forge in her new outfit. It's like, did you see? Did you notice? Yes.
Did you notice?
Like
He
my
didn't
hair.
even compliment her outfit or her hair.
You haven't said a word about my dress. You're a brute. She reflects on her thankfulness for the demon for helping her to fight her fears and find her new persona. Forge's demon boo-boo quickly heals. Let me pour this glap on you. He asks Storm, where to next? A tropical island? Just then he turns on the TV. It shows Trish Tilby reflecting on the horrors that have just befallen Genosha. A gasp! Storm is deeply affected by the news. Yeah, so... Oh, noes.
Oh, noes.
I love the way you said Trish's name there.
Trish Tilby.
I always think of her like, I'm Trish Tilby.
Oh my god. Okay. All right. Back in space, Xavier continues his lecture. He talks about power. Deathbird breaks her desk and challenges Xavier. He gives her a demerit and shoves an apple in her mouth. Xavier talks about the idea that for me to be more, someone else needs to be less. Xavier admits coexistence is messy. He tells them that we are all similarly born of the universe, children of the atom.
This monologue is amazing. I love it so much.
So good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It is really good. Really good.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like the setting, like it being in a classroom. That's kind of weird, but I like the message. It's really good.
Okay. But he's literally schooling the children. Like, it's a
I
metaphor.
know. It's
No.
I know.
Well, and what's interesting to me, just to get political, which we never do on this show, it is interesting how a lot of the haters like want to change other people's lives, and a lot of us who like have alternative lifestyles are not, you know, the typical. We're like, no, you don't need to change. Just leave me the fuck alone to live my own life. Like, just don't
Right.
hurt me or other people.
Yeah. Like how is
Yeah.
like the way you live, like your best life bothering them? Like how does that affect them? You know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Trust, we probably won't run into each other at a drag show. Like, you're fine. Just don't go to it if you don't want to.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. If it's not for you, then just, you know, keep going.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, bitch, in the words of Lizzo. All right. In the middle of Xavier's lecture, the globe starts to spin erratically. Just then, a giant gambit stands up behind the class. I know. His skin is replaced by a skeleton. All at once, Xavier is made aware of the massacre at Genosha. He is upset. His children were happy, dancing, drinking, and making love. That's kind of weird that he was like, he saw them making
Yeah.
love, you know? He's watching
Yeah.
children making love. When they were suddenly shot down by the Wild Sentinel, which is, by the way, its name. It's the Wild Sentinel. Gambit's body
Wow.
mimics the Sentinel and shoots down Charles with his mouth gun. He is pulled out of the astral plane and collapses on the floor. Lalandra goes to Charles as everyone else recovers. I just want to apologize to the Sexy Xyz. I feel like because we behaved with G and because we behaved with the Leewalds, we are on like extra pervert modes today.
Yeah.
With Michelle.
Because we were like so well behaved. We're like,
We were.
nice. And now we're just like, we're
It's
back.
It's okay. I'm not offended. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, we know
all
you can handle
desperate.
it.
We
Yeah.
are all desperate right now.
Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
We're letting our freak fluids fly.
Yes.
That I am under the table.
Where are we?
It's Kevin. It's
Oh,
Kevin.
we're at 16.
16.
16.
Just,
Okay.
just like the age we're acting.
I'm 19. I'm old for my age. Anyway, Charles tells Lalandra he must go back to Earth. Lalandra pleads with Charles to stay. She tells him they are so close to bringing the council around to their side. Charles refuses to abandon his kind in their time of need. He asks to be taken back to Earth. Pronto.
Pronto.
But she's so close, Charles. So close.
I know.
I know.
But you're
Being
right. He could have
quiet-
just.
Oh,
He could have
sorry.
implanted
Go
in their head, like, "Hey, we already did this. I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm cool."
so I already passed.
Right.
Like, we're besties now. What is Earth? Could have saved him a lot of trouble.
Yep.
Okay. In a quiet neighborhood, Bolivar Trask is seen running scared through the night. He insists he did what was asked of him. He gave his DNA in order for his pursuer to access Master Mold. Mr. Sinister is shown to be the pursuer. Sinister tells Trask there is nothing to fear as long as he puts his faith in Sinister.
Oh. And I'm stupid that I because if we read it, comic number 2 in '97, we know that he's trying to start this war from the beginning. So I should have known in 5 that it was happening, but I'm just like,
Yeah. Well, and like this show keeps throwing loops at me because I totally thought that Bastion was going to be chasing Trask, but it's Sinister. So now it's like, what? How does Sinister like combine with Bastion, or is Bastion even the villain?
Yeah.
Or are they working together?
Yeah, they must be working together.
Are they working together, and then there's like the ultimate betrayal, they just start backstabbing everybody. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I think Sinister would win. Bastion would kill him, but Sinister would like set his clones loose and like come back.
Yeah. Sinister definitely has clones for sure.
I have a few notes that I didn't say about this episode.
It wasn't as rich with the background stuff as last episode, which I can't believe it's only a week ago.
I know. I just have to say, I like that they said Mcron Crystal, because I've seen so many people that are supposed to know X-Men and they say Mcron or something. I'm like, no, Mcron. No, it's Mcron. Or Macron. They say Macron sometimes. Macron. Like, it's not Macron.
It's okay.
So just listen to the episode. They tell you how to say it right there.
Oh, that's true. They do.
But, what was I going to say? Oh, did you notice the horse people?
Yes.
So this is trying to tell you something about the Shi'ar. The horse people that were like doing all their gardening and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Those are probably Corbinites, which was what Beta Ray Bill is, because they were colonized by the Shi'ar. So this is really because this is what they do. They allow outsiders into their lands, but they're forced to adopt Shi'ar culture and not practice anything that makes them individual. They can't practice anything that they knew before.
Yeah.
Their own native culture. So they're like,
assimilate or
totally
die.
Bad. They're like totally take
the Shi'ar suck.
Right.
They suck.
They suck.
Except for Deathbird.
Yeah.
She's real. She keeps it real.
I remember there's a comic where the Shi'ar come and they kill all of Jean Grey's family just to make sure none of them can be the Phoenix. Like, Jean Grey's still dead at that time, and like Rachel narrowly escapes, and I'm like, these people suck.
Yeah.
I have some notes on how the original Lifedeath went and why I think my last week's idea is wrong now with the Siege Perilous. So the original story is Forge doesn't want to follow in his family's footsteps and be a shaman. So he kind of goes to war, and while he's there, all his men in his battalion get killed, and he gets pissed. And so he decides, I'm just going to raise some demons. I'm going to raise some demons, and I'm going to have them kill all these people who killed my friends. So one of the ones that comes through is the adversary, who has been haunting Forge's family for millennia. And he was supposed to like learn how to keep the adversary at bay in order to protect our world. So since he wasn't doing that, the adversary is freed, and the adversary continues to like haunt Forge, basically, like try to fuck with his life. He inhabits the body of Forge's it was supposed to be his mentor Naze, and so he takes on the form of a Native American shaman. I know some people say shaman, I say shaman, they're both valid.
Shaman.
So then when Storm and Forge go out to the desert, the adversary throws them into another world. He tricks them into being trapped in another world, which is what Lifedeath Part 1 was hinting at, like where everything was kind of off. And the way that they finally were able to free themselves and stop the adversary is the X-Men at the time went into that world and they tricked the adversary. But, and now I can say this because I know it's not going to happen in the show because I feel like we're done with the adversary. The only way to defeat him is the 9 X-Men sacrifice themselves to stop of the adversary, because it took 9 souls to free it, and it takes 9 souls to trap it again. So those 9 X-Men, I probably can't name off the top of my head. It was like Dazzler, Longshot, Madeline Pryor, Rogue. There's
Oh,
a
the
bunch of them
Outback.
from that time.
Outback
Yeah.
X-Men. Yeah.
Yep. So they sacrificed themselves. They actually did die, but in doing so, it freed Roma, who is a goddess who was trapped by the adversary, and Roma actually brings them back to life. So I thought maybe I figured Roma probably wouldn't show up in X-Men 97, but I thought the Siege Perilous, being the thing that makes Bastion, by combining the Master Mold and the Nimrod, I thought maybe the Siege Perilous would be the key to bring the X-Men back, but it seems like we're not going to go that way. So I'm back to like, what the fuck is going to happen?
I mean, maybe like we'll get some
Yeah.
Cable time travel stuff, because Bright Eyes is the next episode. So
Yeah.
Bright Eyes is Cable. So
Mhm.
maybe.
Maybe, yeah. I have a feeling we're going to
Hoping.
see more on like what's going on through Cable and why his like time slide is messed up. So I'm excited for next episode.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right. Yeah.
All right, so let's talk our thoughts on the episode, and we'll also go right into our rating after you talk about it. So is it Britishly bitchin' like Emma, pretty cool like Iceman, Australian Wolverine, you kind of love it but kind of hate it, fat and sweaty like Jubilee, or unspeakable like X-Men Origins Deadpool? Would you like to lead us off, Michelle?
Sure. Do you want my rating first, or just like my overall thoughts?
Yeah, just your overall thoughts, and then just go into your rating at the end.
I don't know if this was like the episode we should have got after the death of Gambit. It almost feels like weird coming back to Storm's story. You know? I don't know. Not that it's a bad episode. I think it's a great episode. It just feels like there should have been something bigger, you know, besides like Charles possibly getting married. I loved Deathbird. Like, yes, like MVP of this whole episode for sure for me. Like, she's a whole ass mood, and I love it. We need more of her. More Deathbird,
Yes.
please. I do like that Storm is also like finally how she has her powers back, and how she's like she's in her next era of Storm right now, and I'm excited to see where that goes. I feel like she's gonna come back and she's gonna be like bigger and better. Like maybe this is her Omega level jump. Well, no, she's already Omega. They already identified her as Omega level, but I think maybe she'll be stepping up more as a leader. Maybe we'll get the whole blue and gold team divide, because we've got a lot of X-Men on the table now. So, oh, I'm excited to see where things go.
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
And what's your rating?
I am gonna give this one pretty cool like Iceman.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty cool like Iceman.
Nice. How about you, Kevin?
Yeah. I did like this episode a lot. I do agree that it did feel a little disjointed, and maybe because of jumping back and forth between the two stories. I mean, I get why they did, because there are very strong themes that are the same between them, but it felt weird in places too. I don't know. But I did like what was going on. I think a lot of things. Well, it's funny because, we talked about how the Shi'ar were just suck and take over people. Similarly, Storm, she was kind of taught by society that it's easier to be normal and fit in, and she was, taking that to heart. She was starting to believe it herself, and that's what was keeping her, locked in this like normal mentality. So I'm like, oh, so it's like simpatico. I don't know. I'm just gonna give it a pretty cool 2, I think, because yeah, lots of great stuff's happening, but it did feel a little odd. I don't know.
Okay. I do really like this episode. Obviously, I watched it, 3 times today. But what I liked about it is I did like that Xavier's story was a little more light, like especially after, Remember It, which I remember. I like that we get to see the Shi'ar. I did not expect Vulcan. I like that Storm's story was more Evil Dead-ish, very like horror themed.
Yeah.
And I'm actually gonna give this episode Britishly Bitchin' Like Emma because what I really liked about it is I kept thinking to myself, "Oh my God, they're gonna find out about Gambit right at the end." So I like that they did that. I like that what seems like Professor X, like about to give up on the X-Men, like we find out like, oh shit, one of my X-Men was just killed, my best friend in the whole world who likes to put his in my never mind. It kind of shows that I've been asked before to drop someone from my life, and it's not easy because we form these bonds and relationships. So I really connected with that idea that to be with Alondra, like he has to give up another part of himself. And maybe that's why I brought more into this or got more out of it, but I love this episode.
I like to think that this whole episode, these two storylines were happening simultaneously as what was happening on Genosha.
Yeah.
I agree.
So it's not something that comes after. Yeah.
I was even going to go back and see if like Storm's, I lost track of time, but I was going to check, is Storm watching the same broadcast that they're watching at the end of Remember It? Like, I wonder
Probably.
if those link up.
Yeah.
I think they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Michelle, you haven't hinted at this yet, but who would you say is the MXP, our most excellent player?
Well, I mean, clearly it's the horses in this episode. Like, no. It's Deathbird. It's Deathbird, hands down. Like, yes, Queen. Yes, I love it. I mean, Storm also has a great, like, I love her story and her journey, but Deathbird just came in like a boss fish, and I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
No notes.
How about you,
No
Kevin?
My MXP, it was tricky, but I decided to give it to Professor Xavier, because I think he really kind of woke up himself. He finds his inner teacher, and he reiterates his philosophy, that coexistence is messy, but at its core, we are all united because we exist. So, this fight for peace is going to be worth it in the end, which is really nice. So, and then he realizes that all this death occurred, and he's like, I need it. I need to go back home. So he really just takes the initiative, and he does what he wants, what he believes is right, and he goes for it, despite all the things he's going to be letting go of now.
Yeah. I gave it to Xavier for that same reason, even though, like you said, Michelle, Storm is, this is her episode and Deathbird was everything, but I really do feel for Xavier. And I feel like I would have done something similar because if Lilandra actually loves him, then she should be there when he comes back.
Yeah.
Like, this shouldn't be a killer of the relationship. So he needs to be there for his family.
Yeah.
All right. What would you say is the X factor? And this is like a favorite moment or something that showcases or ties this to the bigger X universe.
I think being out in space kind of opens up a few more storylines. Like maybe we're not done with the Phoenix Force. Maybe Vulcan is gonna come back into the picture at some point, and we're gonna have like another Summers like messy storyline. I like that. I like that there's some new possibilities. And then with Sinister at the end, it's like anytime he shows up, there's going to be a clone of somebody or like something else that's messy. Like there's a lot of messy storylines that we now have access to.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. So well spoken. Are so beautiful and well spoken. I hate you.
I just love the drama.
Right. Bring me my popcorn.
Yes.
Yes.
How about you, Kevin?
My X Factor is pretty much the theme that was carried out in both stories. Is today's moral, that when you embrace your gifts, embrace what makes you you wholeheartedly, free from fear, free of someone else's view put on you, that you are your most powerful. You can breathe easy when you love yourself, when you are being true to your whole self. And yeah, you can carry on in the best way.
Oh, that's a beautiful message. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't even realize that till you said it. Yeah, that's way better than my answer.
Yeah.
I need to start going before you because you always have such like deep messages. And I'm always like, I like Vulcan. Vulcan's in it. Yes, Vulcan. But yeah, thank you for that message. But yeah, mine is Vulcan. I'm excited at, like Michelle said, like we could get War of the Kings, or we could get so many storylines now with Vulcan. He's already like making rounds on the internet. Like there was a headline of the new X-Men villain that you didn't even notice, or that was in it for 2 seconds. And so people are talking. And yeah, this opens up so many possibilities.
I love it. I love it.
Yes. And for a previously on this week, I actually had a more serious question at first, but I thought, fuck that. Let's have some fun. And so the question is, what would Xavier's drag name be in the Shiar outfit?
Well, I already gave mine, I guess. I made it up on the spot, but sure. I can come up with a better one later, I'm sure.
Okay.
Oh,
I'll
I
try to come up with
cannot.
one too.
Oh, I cannot. I just, oh.
You can call him Nekrocomicon if you want.
Yeah. I mean, that's all you. That's all yours. Yeah.
Every time I see you now, I'm going to be like, hey, Nekrocomicon.
Hey, what's happening? Come to Nekrocomicon. We have Doctor Strange and Storm making an appearance.
I love it.
And some cactus flowers, some cactus juice.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the quenchiest.
This is the quenchiest. All right. Our next episode is Bright Eyes. So we already said we expect Cable. Is there anything else that we think is going to happen in Bright Eyes? Any theories?
I think it's a Cyclops episode. I think it'd be a Cyclops episode, or maybe a Cyclops Cable episode. Because eyes, bright.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think he'll probably find out Cable is Nathan.
Yeah. Yeah. Just like he found out when Corsair was his father, he's like, oh, now I'm your father.
Yeah. No, I'm the Corsair.
Yeah.
Who's the daddy now?
Yeah. Kevin's like, he's always been my daddy.
Actually, his daddy has always been more daddy for me, remember?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah, I'm more
sexy.
I mean, Corsair.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Woof. There's those fluids again, those freaky fluids.
Freaky.
Michelle, thank you so much for joining us. We had a blast talking to you.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you both for having me. This was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm glad we could
where
finally
can-
all like get together.
Yeah.
It's meant to be. I mean, you're making all the podcast rounds, so thanks for
Oh my
adding us to the
god.
list.
Yeah, all the X-Men ones.
Yep. If people do want to find your amazing cosplay, where should they go?
I mostly post on Instagram, but sometimes I post on X and Threads. I'm at Michelle Waffle on all social platforms. And you can also see me in real life if you are on the West Coast. I'm at all the local like Southern California conventions. I'll be at Xbox or not Xbox. Oh my gosh. I'll be at Nekrocomicon. I will be at Shortbox Live in May and Comics and Cocktails in June. So yeah.
Cool. I'll have to look out for those. I'm an LA boy.
Oh, Shawn, come through.
Yes.
Ah.
I know.
Well,
I
Short
can tell him
Fox
to
is
go
in
all
the
the
Bay.
events because it's all there. Everything happens there.
Yeah,
Well, I'm
there's so
sad right
many.
now because Scum and Villainy is not easy for me to get to working till 6. If I didn't have to work till 6, I would
Same.
totally
yeah.
be there.
Same, Sean. Same. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, it's a journey, like from where I live
Yeah.
to get into LA, so it's hard. But I'm trying to go
LA
to the last
traffic, I
one.
know.
Yeah, LA traffic at like 4 to like
The peak
6 is
time. Yeah.
terrible.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
hard. But maybe try to come
But
to the last one. Maybe get off early and get sick.
okay.
Take off
Okay.
work.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe
I'm
I'll
gonna
do
try to
that.
go to the last one.
Okay. Well, if you're gonna be there, I'll try to make it happen.
Yeah, it'll be so fun. It'll be so fun.
Yeah. Kevin, where can the people
Yay.
find you?
Oh my gosh, yeah. You can follow me on my personal Instagram, KJEEZY87. Yeah. Or you can follow my other podcast, Words of the Witches, where that Charmed musical is underway. We're aiming for early May release, first or second week of May. And the Charmed musical will be out. So, yeah.
Oh,
Congrats.
I have a feeling the narrator lines are gonna happen very shortly.
Very shortly.
Mhm.
Let's go, narrator.
Let's go, narrator. It's me. I'm the narrator. You can find me on Sean.Perret on Instagram. You can find me on TikTok under Sean Perret. I'm starting to post more of our Solving for X videos there, including Michelle. And you can find us on our YouTube channel now, Solving for X. What do you call it? Solving.
It's solving for X hyphen pod. Because
Okay,
X like
hyphen
X-Men,
pod.
like X hyphen, yeah. Solving for X hyphen pod.
Okay. So our full videos are there, and then you can also find us on Instagram, solving for x.xfin.sats. I always forget it right when I need to remember it, where we post clips from our videos. So yeah, lots of places to find us
Yeah.
now. We are expanding.
Ooh, I
We
love that.
are.
You are the Shi'ar
Yeah.
Empire.
Yes, bow down. You have to forget everything
Yes.
you know and love. All right. Well, thank you for listening, Sexy Exes. We will be back next week with Bright Eyes.
Ooh.
Not
So
the emo
bright.
band.